What's going on, guys? Happy Saturday, and welcome to this edition of Weather Talk. My name is Joe Farrell, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about nor'easters and what kind of goes behind one and what makes them different from a normal low pressure system that we would see here in the Midwest, and just kind of, the details behind it. There's one going on right now on the East Coast. It's dropping buckets of snow in Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and New York. And so basically what a nor'easter is just a storm system, low pressure, that kind of hangs out along the coast and really uses the Atlantic Ocean as its fuel to deepen and strengthen. And so, it's got all this moisture to work with, and it drops so much snow, brings a ton of wind to the East Coast, and obviously with how much population there is and how many people live along the East Coast, like in Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and New York, obviously it's going to get talked about a ton, and it's going to cause a ton of issues. And, they are crazy. I mean, like I saw today that there's been places that I've seen wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. It's dropping really heavy snow. It's causing whiteout conditions, and, it's just crazy. And 3 feet is something that we don't see here in the Midwest. But I just want to give you guys a little picture of this low pressure system right now that is affecting the East Coast, and it's pretty deep. I mean, 987. That's a low. That is a low number. I mean, that's like, some of these nor'easters can have the same amount of the low pressure, like 987 right now millibars. It can be sometimes as low as like what a hurricane drops to, and that's pretty unbelievable to think about because hurricane, obviously wind and rain, but this is, snow is like a whole different beast. And if it's dropping 3 feet of snow with those kind of winds of 55, 60 miles an hour, it's that's gonna be crazy, and that's gonna cause some issues. And you know that's obviously, it's a lot different than what we see here. A lot of times with our winter storms and low pressure systems, it doesn't, first off, it doesn't get near as low in pressure as 987. We're not gonna see that a lot. There's not, there's just, that has the ocean to use as strength. We obviously don't have the ocean to use as strength. And what happens here a lot of times is when a low pressure system is dropping snow, every low pressure system has a cold front that drops down. And along that cold front, as it goes across the south, a lot of times with the moisture that is trying to surge up from like the Gulf of Mexico and trying to fuel the low pressure system that we are getting, a lot of times along that cold front, storms develop. And what that does is that it robs a little bit of the moisture that it would use here to drop snow here. And so that's why when we get winter storms, if it drops a foot, that's, it's crazy, and that doesn't happen as often just because, a lot of times those thunderstorms will develop down south and rob us of some of that moisture. And so with nor'easters, there's really no opportunity for that to happen, for thunderstorms to take away moisture. And so then the places that are seeing snow are going to see less. This really, it's pretty, I guess, like energy like energy efficient almost. I mean, it has so much energy, and it uses all of it to drop snow in the areas that are cold enough to see it. And so I mean, nor'easters, just with how powerful they are, drop 2.5, 3 feet, sometimes 3.5 feet. I know there's one last year that dropped like 38 inches of snow in places in Massachusetts, and it's unreal. It's cool. It's awesome to see. And a lot of times on the East Coast, the temperatures during the winter, they don't get as brutal as they do here. Temperatures on the East Coast are, in the wintertime can be pretty mild. And so, like, after this nor'easter, like places like Washington, D.C., even though they might get 3 feet of snow, temps are going to get back into the 40s, and it's going to melt off. And so, I guess, like, here, if we get a foot of snow, we get the brutal cold along with it afterwards. And what that does is just, like, it creates, I guess, prolonged problems here because, we get that wind, we get that cold, And with that fresh snow, that's blowing around for days, and even like it could be a week after that storm happened, we still have that snow, and like winds pick up on a day, and that it blows it around again. So it's like we're getting like almost another blizzard, like just on a different day, and on a day that a ton of snow might not fall. So those are just like those are just a couple of things that make a nor'easter a whole lot different than what we deal with here with low pressure systems that bring snow. And so hopefully you guys learned a little something from this, and learned a little bit about nor'easters. Hopefully kind of like effect snow. Hopefully I get to experience one day. So hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions or suggestions for me, leave them in the comment section below. Be sure to hit the thumbs up on this video and subscribe to my channel. So doing a little changes here. I might not be doing shows on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Just busy schedule, just things. I'm kind of figuring stuff out on how I want to do this. And so I'll try and upload 1, 2, 3 videos a week. But as far as what days they're on, could be any day, whatever day I think of something to talk about, or forecast storm coming up, just whatever like that. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you soon.